My mom looked me straight in the eyes and said the words that changed everything. "Emma, the best thing you can do for your sister's wedding is disappear." I didn't cry. I didn't yell. I just smiled, grabbed my backpack, and walked out. But here's what they didn't know. I wasn't just Leaving. I was taking their whole world with me. My name is Emma Parker, I'm 20 years old, and this is how my family learned you can't throw away the person holding everything together. What happened next? Let's just say they wished they'd been nicer to me. Stay with me because the ending will shock you. I always knew something was wrong with how my family treated me. My sister Hannah was 3 years older and could do no wrong. She failed her classes. Mom said she was creative. She crashed Dad's car twice. Dad laughed and called her adventurous. But me, I got good grades and they said I was showing off. I cleaned the house and they said I was trying to make Hannah look bad. Everything I did was wrong somehow. When Hannah announced she was getting married to some guy named Tyler after only 5 months, everyone acted like she'd won the lottery. Suddenly, our house became wedding central. Every single dinner was about flowers and dresses and guest lists. I tried to be happy for her. I really did. I even offered to make the decorations because I'm good at art. Hannah looked at me like I'd just insulted her. "I want my wedding to look expensive, not like a school project," she said. Mom and Dad just nodded. The breaking point came 3 weeks before the big day. We were all sitting in the living room, and Hannah was freaking out because the venue said they could only fit 148 people, not 150. She was literally screaming about 2 chairs. Then she turned to me with this mean look in her eyes. "This is your fault, Emma. You're always causing problems." I just sat there confused because I didn't even do anything. I waited for Mom or Dad to say something, to tell her she was being crazy. But Dad just sighed really big and said, "Hannah has a point, sweetheart. You do have a way of making things complicated." Then Mom said it, the thing I'll never forget. "Emma, honey, maybe the kindest thing you could do is just make yourself scarce. Give Hannah her special day without any drama." The room went silent. Hannah was smiling. Mom looked relieved. Dad was nodding. And I just sat there realizing something huge. They didn't see me as family. They saw me as a problem they wanted to erase. So right there, I decided something. If they wanted me gone, I'd give them exactly what they asked for, but they were gonna regret it. I went upstairs to my room that night and didn't make a sound. I pulled out my old suitcase from under the bed and started packing. Clothes, books, my laptop, the jewelry box Grandma gave me before she died. I worked until 2 a.m. getting everything ready. The house was so quiet. Nobody came to check on me. Nobody cared. That's when I knew I was making the right choice. But leaving wasn't enough. See, what my parents forgot is that I wasn't just their disappointment daughter. I was also the one who'd been handling things they didn't even know about. 2 years ago, Dad asked me to help him set up online banking. He said technology confused him, so I did everything. I set up the accounts, organized the bills, even linked his business account so he could check it easily. He never changed the passwords. He trusted me. Big mistake. The next morning, while everyone was still sleeping, I sat at the kitchen table with my phone. I logged into the bank app and my hands were shaking. There was $64,000 sitting in their main account. Money they'd been saving for Hannah's wedding and their vacation to Hawaii. I didn't take it all. I'm not a thief. But I did transfer $58,000 into the savings account that only I could access. The account we'd opened for emergencies years ago. Dad's name was on it, but he'd literally forgotten it existed. Then I did something genius. I set up the account so that any transfer back would take 5 business days to process. The wedding was in 9 days. The math was perfect. I packed my car before anyone woke up, left my house key on the counter, and drove away. No note, no goodbye, nothing. Just gone like they wanted. For 3 days, my phone was blowing up. Texts from Mom, calls from Dad, voice messages from Hannah screaming about how I'm ruining her life. I didn't answer a single one. On day 4, Mom showed up at the coffee shop where I worked. She looked terrible. Her hair was messy and she had bags under her eyes. "Emma, we need that money," she said, trying to sound nice. "The wedding is in 5 days and we can't access the account." I took a sip of my coffee and looked right at her. "That's not my problem anymore, Mom. You said I make things complicated, remember? So I'm staying out of it." Her face went red. "This is childish, Emma. Family helps each other." I almost laughed. "You're right. Family does help each other. Guess I'm not family then." Hannah's perfect wedding turned into a disaster. Instead of the fancy venue, they had to move it to Tyler's parents' backyard. Instead of a live band, they played music from someone's phone. Instead of professional catering, people brought potluck dishes. I heard all about it from my friend Sophia, who still went. She said Hannah cried through the whole ceremony and not happy tears. But wait, it gets better. 2 months after I left, I got a call from a lawyer. My grandma Rose had passed away and left me something in her will. I cried for HOURS because Grandma was the only one who ever really loved me. The lawyer asked me to come to his office for the reading. When I got there, he slid a folder across the desk. Your grandmother left you her house, her car, and $340,000 from her life insurance. I couldn't breathe. Grandma Rose left me everything. Inside the folder was also a letter written in her shaky handwriting. She wrote that she saw how they treated me. She saw me trying so hard to be good enough. She said I deserved better and that real family doesn't make you feel small. She told me to use the money to build a life that makes me happy. I cried so hard the lawyer had to bring me tissues. My parents got nothing. Hannah got $3,000 and a note saying, "Use this wisely." They were furious. Dad tried to contest the will, saying Grandma wasn't thinking clearly. But the lawyer had medical records proving she was perfectly fine when she wrote it. She'd just seen their true colors and made her choice. Things got ugly after that. Dad actually sued me. Can you believe it? He claimed I stole from the family and manipulated Grandma. He said I owed them for raising me. The case went to court and I was so scared. But my lawyer, this amazing woman named Rebecca, told me not to worry. The truth always wins, she said. In court, Rebecca played a recording I'd made that night in the living room. I'd recorded the whole conversation on my phone without them knowing. The judge heard everything. Mom telling me to disappear. Hannah blaming me for nothing. Dad agreeing I was the problem. Then Rebecca showed the bank records proving the account was legally mine to access. She showed Grandma's letter and medical records. She showed text messages of Hannah calling me terrible names. The judge looked at my parents like they were garbage. You told your daughter to remove herself from your lives, and now you're upset she actually did. Case dismissed. Then he ordered them to pay my legal fees. Dad's face went white. Mom started crying. Hannah ran out of the courtroom. Outside, they tried to talk to me one last time. Dad said, "Emma, please, we made a mistake." Hannah said, "I didn't mean those things." Mom said, "You're still our daughter." I looked at all three of them and felt nothing. No anger, no sadness, just empty. "You got exactly what you asked for," I said quietly. "I disappeared, now leave me alone." That was 8 months ago. I moved to Colorado and started fresh. I bought a small house with Grandma's money and went back to school. I'm studying to be a teacher because I want to help kids who feel invisible like I did. I made new friends who actually care about me. I even adopted a dog named Biscuit who loves me no matter what. Sometimes late at night, I wonder if I was too harsh. Then I remember Hannah's face when she told me to disappear. I remember Mom's voice saying I was the problem. I remember Dad nodding along like I was nothing. And I remember Grandma's letter telling me I deserve better. So no, I wasn't too harsh. I was finally putting myself first. My parents wanted me gone. I gave them what they wanted and took my peace with me. If you liked this story, hit that like button and subscribe to Revenge Voice for more true stories about standing up for yourself. Drop a comment telling me if I did the right thing. Thanks for watching, and remember, never let anyone make you feel like you're too much. You're not too much. You're just too much for them.